tusha. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostate Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhyaeva Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashyati Veshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So in the Bhagavatam there's a shloka Shunvatam Pakata Krishna Punya Shravana Kirtana Hridayantastohi Abadhani Vidunoti Sursata. Thank you. So what does it say? It says simply hearing about Krishna and his pastimes. Punya Shravana. Just by hearing this katha, you get purified automatically. You don't have to think, am I getting purified? There's so much of anarthas in my heart. There's so much of bad things in my heart. How do I remove all these things? You don't have to think about all these things. Punya Shravana, just keep hearing this katha. Sometimes people think, oh, Varahadev pastime I've already heard. I know what he does. But every time, every year, we get this appearance day of Lord Varahadev. Okay. Hare Krishna. Mira to switch it off. Hare Krishna. So every year we get this appearance day of Lord Varahadev, and we celebrate Varahadev's appearance day. Srila Prabhupada said for Vamandev, Varahadev, just by remembering their pastimes as good as worshipping them. We don't have to actually have any big abhishekam or anything to the Lord, but this is sufficient. But one should remember Lord Varahadev. Srila Prabhupada actually gives a very nice story, analogy story. It's a real thing which has happened. All of us know Taj Mahal, right? So in Taj Mahal, when they built this Taj Mahal, Shah Jahan, he had actually invited a lot of these masonry people, masons, and they actually worked very hard and they built this. And after building, he made sure that he chopped off his and fingers, whatever, so that they can't build anything like this again. Because normally when you do something for the first time, you may make some mistakes, but learn from the mistakes. Next time when you build, it will be far more better. Shah Jahan did not want that. But there was one fellow, he was actually mixing the cement. And every time the contractor came and asked him, what are you doing? He said, I'm mixing the cement. He never did anything. He was just mixing all the time. And it so happened, after many, many days, this contractor became very angry with him. The hell with you. I don't want you at job. So because he was mixing it for so many days, he actually threw it on the wall and went. And it got stuck so hard, even today they cannot remove it. So when we hear these pastimes again and again, it gets completely fixed in our heart. We should not think only once I heard, I know everything. You should hear it again and again. The more you hear, the more it gets fixed. And the more it gets fixed, you will not have any space for Maya Devi. No other sense gratification thoughts will come. Because the Lord will occupy the full heart. Right? So that is actually the intention of hearing these pastimes again and again. More we hear, better for us. Right? Anyways, so the pastime of Lord Varahadev goes way back, where the days of Kumaras, the four Kumaras, Lord Brahma, when he created all this, the universes, the material world, in this Brahmanda, he wanted to increase the population. So with this full focus in Brahminical pages, he created four little boys. Right? These called the Kumaras, the four Kumaras. Sanaka, Sanatana, Sanandana, Sanat. So these four Kumaras. So they were very, very, by appearance, they are very advanced. Because Brahma himself was fully realized. He had actually meditated on Krishna, and Krishna had actually given him instruction to build or create the world. So with that, actually, he brought in this Kumaras and told the Kumaras, you should procreate, create more and more people. And the moment actually the Kumaras actually thought, this is not going to be very useful, because the moment actually we procreate, we need to actually take care of our family, the children will come, we have to train the children, too much of headache, right? Too much of headache. The Kumaras were actually young. So when you are young, you can make all decisions. But once you have become older, you can't make decisions in life. You just have to go with whatever is given as part of your past karma. So this, the Kumaras went and told Brahmaji, no, father, we are interested in transcendental life. We would want to actually meditate on transcendence, achieve perfection. Brahmaji was very angry. Right? But Brahmaji did not show anger on the Kumaras, because they're children, first children. Imagine the first person you create and the person says, I'm not going to listen to you. What will be your motivation in life? It's like, so yeah, that's how actually he became angry, and Lord Shiva came in and so many things happened. But focusing on Kumaras, Brahmaji actually argued with them, saying that you will grow. When you grow, 100% you get lusty desires. That's how the material world is created. And once you get lusty desires, you will have to fulfill. And what I'm telling now, it will happen to you later. And the Kumara said, oh, if you grow only, you'll get this. Okay. So they all joined together and discussed. Immediately said, let's curse ourselves. We'll stay as children. We'll remain like small boys, so that we'll not actually have this lusty desires coming into our heart. So they all actually curse themselves that let us not get anything like that. So that's how the Kumaras always very small, like small boys. So with that, they were actually meditating on Brahmajiti. That's what they knew, transcendence, and they reached, exploring all the creation. They reached the doors of Vaikuntha, spiritual world. So when they actually reached the Vaikuntha world, one of the doors of Vaikuntha, there are many doors, right? The universal form actually has 4 doors to Vaikuntha. One of the doors where Jaya and Vijaya were standing. So Jaya and Vijaya knew that these are small children. What are they doing here? And these 4 Kumars were looking around like this, like that. Wow, this is like that, this is that. So they were actually playing like kids. They were very advanced, but Jaya Vijaya did not know. Again, it's a Lord's pastime. When they actually saw that children are not allowed inside. And the Kumaras became very angry. How can you don't know what is qualification for distinguishing between who is qualified and who is not qualified? You both don't belong here. Get out. Go to the earthly place where people actually distinguish who is qualified, who is not qualified, who is good, who is bad. This place is good for you. Go. And the moment they said that, Jaya Vijaya became very morose, because the curse of Brahmana will not go waste. It will act. The moment actually the doorkeepers of Vaikuntha were cursed, Vishnu himself came out, because he is in charge of the whole place, and his servants are making a mistake, and somebody is offended. So when Vishnu came, he begged forgiveness from the Kumaras. The Kumaras were attracted to Lord Vishnu's lotus feet, because Lord Vishnu's lotus feet always has tulsi, and the fragrance of the tulsi enters the nostrils of the Kumaras. The Kumaras are very excited, like, we are already in transcendence, and in transcendence everything is one. There's no thing which will attract me more. But what is this? The tulsi smell is actually attracting me. That means it's something higher than what we are thinking. That's why they become devotees of Lord Vishnu. But what about the Kumar, the Jaya Vijaya? Jaya Vijaya surrendered to Lord Vishnu, saying, we made mistakes, my Lord, you only have to protect us. Lord told, curse is cursed. Now the only thing I can do is I can manipulate a little bit. Right? It's just like a rocket is launched. Either I can turn this way or that way, but it will go. I cannot stop that. So the doorkeeper said, what should we do? The Lord said, either 7 births in the material world, earthly planet as my devotees, you'll be pure devotees, or 3 births as deadly demons. Which one do you want? Jaya said, immediately said, yo, I can't stay there in the earthly planet. It's a horrible place to stay. 3 births is better than 7 births. Look at that. Just 4 more births they could have stayed as devotees. Still they preferred. That's how they are attached to the Lord. They don't want to actually let go of Lord's association. They decided 3 births. And that's how they appeared in this world. The first birth of Jaya and Vijaya, again, Jaya and Vijaya are doorkeepers of the Lord, so they are not ordinary people like this. The first birth of Jaya and Vijaya were Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu. They are twins, right? They came together because that's how they are cursed to go together, and they actually appeared in the womb of Diti. Diti is one of the wives of Kashyapa Muni. Again, Diti is actually a devotee of the Lord. However, because of the Lord's desire, she suddenly felt very lusty, and that too in the evening times. Evening times is not actually good for any procreation. Very dangerous, because Lord Shiva will actually go around with his Bhutaganas, all Bhutas. And if somebody is actually engaging in sexual activities, he will send one of the Bhutaganas and go into that. So you get all Bhutas, Pretas, right? When the youth is supposed to be active, the booth is not active. The booth is more or less like excited to do wrong things. So, these Diti suddenly got an urge, and she knew it's wrong time, and she was. It's just like sometimes you want to pass urine and you are not able to control, so you will run. So Diti felt sexual urge suddenly. Urge means a desire which is uncontrollable. A desire which is uncontrollable is called a urge. And she was not able to do anything. So she went and asked Kashyapa Muni. Kashyapa Muni said, this is not the right time. That I don't know. But I just can't do anything. Kashyapa Muni understood whatever has happened will happen. That's how this Hiranyakashipu appeared in the womb of Diti. And they were there for 100 years. Not that they came out immediately. They were there because after all this thing, Kashyapa Muni told these 2 children who are going to be born are going to be deadly demons. The Supreme Lord himself has come and killed them. Wow, I'm supposed to be a mother of such demons. No mother wants to actually have such a position. So she's tried to hold them back. And twins are like this, like last in, first out. So Hiranyakashipu was inside. He is younger. Hiranyaksha was outside. So he came out. So he is actually the junior. Is this correct? Or Hiranyakasha was elder, yeah. And Hiranyakashipu was okay. Hiranyakasha was younger, and Hiranyakashipu was the elder. So that fellow is even more notorious. But Hiranyaksha, as the name means, he actually was looking only at gold. He was obsessed with gold. He wanted to dig gold everywhere. Wherever there's possibility, he will take gold out. So he created so much of. He was a gold digger basically. He digged gold from earth so much. Earth actually lost its balance. Imagine. See, all these planetary systems which are there, in the 14 planets, not the planets, 14 planetary systems. This Bhuloka, Bhurloka, Swarloka, like that. There are many planetary systems. Each one of them is a system. Bhumandala is just one particular planet in the mandala. There are many other planets. We know only Earth, right? So this whole place, and he removed so much of gold that Earth lost its balance. Should be very powerful digger. We don't know. We have people. I mean, that time only Hiranyakashipu was there of that kind. Today, so many people are there. This kind, like everyone wants money. So the planetary systems are all in that position only because of particular formulas working. Right? If the formula, the equation actually is misplaced, somebody takes something out, equation x equal to y is not equal to z, something happens and then everything goes topsy-turvy. We have so many stories like this. In fact, this Vishwamitra Muni created one planet out of this coconut. It's called the Trishanku Swarga. He created because he had a person by name Trishanku who was a follower of Vishwamitra. Vishwamitra Muni said, what do you want? He said, I want to go to heavenly planets. And Vishwamitra said, oh, you want to go to heavenly planet? Done. But he didn't have any qualification. He was a sinner. He was so sinful. The Swargaloka is not allowed for them. And Indra said, no way. Arey, we have a lot of elite people, and this beggar will come, what will happen to us? No, we will not allow him. So Vishwamitra Muni said, I will send you with my own powers. So he said, go. So Tishanku was going. And Indra said, took his Vajra and said, no way, and hit him. And he became Ulta, upside down, and he was coming down. Vishwamitra said, no, go. And Indra said, no. So that's why he was in between, upside down hanging, neither on top nor down. That's why they said Trishanku, right? They compare sometimes, neither here nor there, called Trishanku. And Vishwamitra Muni decided, now, okay, you wanted heavenly planet, that's all now. Why fight with this fellow? I will create my own heavenly planet. So he took a coconut and empowered with all his powers, he actually made this coconut into a heavenly planet, Swarga, and said, you go into this Swarga. But he didn't know how to put it in orbit. He created this. Somewhere it should be placed, right? The world is like a pomegranate. You know, pomegranate, the seeds are so nicely packed inside the fruit. It's a Lord's creation. So wonderful it is. If it had actually, one of them had actually was not there, it would actually shaken and all the juice would have gone. But it's packed so nicely. So the universe is packed exactly like that. We don't understand how it's packed. We see so much of space is there, but even the space actually is occupied by the Lord. Otherwise, it'll all be sucked out here and there, everywhere. So he didn't know where to put it. He created, he has to put it. So he tried everything, and finally this planet was coming behind him. Then finally I surrendered to Vishnu and said, please help me do something. So he surrendered to Vishnu, and that's how the Shanku Surga is still there. So it was given a position in the orbit somewhere in the Bhumandala. So this is what really happened. Earth lost its power to stay in its orbit. It fell down. When it falls down, what happens to the 14 planetary system? The 14 planetary system, it's actually speaking, the creation is such that Garbhodakshai Vishnu, one of the Purusha avatars, Vishnu's expansions, is lying down in a place called Garbhodaka Ocean. Garbhodaka Ocean means the whole Brahmanda, at the bottom of that, it's full water. In that water is actually lying down. And from his navel, there's a lotus which comes up. And top of the flower, Brahmaji sits. And in the stem of this, all the different planetary systems are there. Looks like a very mythical creation. Wow, we are in some place where there's a lotus, things like that. Not easy to visualize it. But understand that this is how the creation is at the bottom. So earth fell into the Garbhodaka Ocean. And when it fell, it went full down. Because it lost its power to sustain. And Earth, Mother Earth, completely lost her composure on what to do. So she went down. And because when the earth goes down, no one can do yajnas, no sun, nothing. People are suffering. And with the earth, people don't do sacrifices, that's yajnas, the demigods will actually suffer. Krishna is created in such a way that the living entities in the material world, especially in the earthly planet, has to, or rather say, must do yajnas. By doing that yajnas, the demigods will actually derive the power out of that. That means when you do a yajna, fire sacrifice, you say Agni Swaha, Idan Mama, like that. So you offer it to Agni. Agni gets the power from that. Of course, a qualified Brahmana should do. You don't take a newspaper and say put Agni Swaha, Idan Mama. No. It has to be done by qualified Brahmanas. And in Kali Yuga, it's not practically possible because the moment actually you see, we are going to have a wonderful fire sacrifice here. The moment actually the fire is so attractive, you feel like bringing in everything and putting in the fire, right? So that's not the way to do it. So it was such that this earth, when it went down at the bottom, there was no way for the people to do yajnas, and demigods became powerless. When demigods become powerless, demons become more powerful, and everything will go topsy-turvy. So Brahmaji approached Vishnu and said what to do. So at the bottom of any ocean, there will be filth, specifically different kinds of stool, because the fish is eating all crap. The fish will pass stool, that will go down. So it's full stool. There's no drainage system there, so it just stays there. And if you go and fall there, Hare Krishna, very difficult to get out of there. And who can go into the kind of filth? It's very difficult. And that's the reason the Lord actually took a form of boar. Boar means pig, right? Why? Because pig actually has this specific funnel kind of stuff, like it can smell everywhere, everywhere it can go, and then it can dig all the filth. We cannot do that. Imagine your hands are tied and you have to go inside our well. It's very tough, right? But Varahadev, again, we have to understand, Varahadev is not a pig. He took a form for a specific pastime. It's not that he's a boar. I mean, there's Lakshmi Radha's picture there. We should never think that, okay, they kept a pig on the altar and then they're worshipping a pig. What kind of religion is this? No, because this is the Lord's form. He took a form which is transcendental. Prabhupada gives a very nice analogy, a story to explain this point. There was once a rich man in a village who used to feed a lot to people. He was every day was feeding. So whatever was left out, the people ate so much and they left something and put it in the garbage. And there was no one to eat in the garbage. Only the dogs used to come and crows used to come. So one crow started eating this ghee preparation and different kinds of foodstuff which are thrown. And it became very stout crow. If you go to the US, you'll find all the birds are really huge. They eat so much food. Even sparrow will be this much big, like pigeon. I was stunned, like squirrel is like a jackal, this much big. Oh, squirrel? Oh. So I think they are all bodybuilders kind of animals. So it so happened this crow became so big, and every day it used to come and it really thought nice. And it was used to eating this food every day. It became very nice. So one point in time, there was a few swans which were actually coming. They were flying and coming. They actually landed nearby. And there were kids who were playing around. The kids came to these crows and said, look at the swans. You think actually you are anywhere inferior to those swans? No, look at you. How powerful you are. As crows, you are really, really macho. The swans are nothing in front of you. The crows are like, actually, swans are a different category of birds, right? They can fly big things when they go on a long journey, right? We cannot do that. But these children actually really puffed up the crows. And one of the crow actually really got like, yeah, I've eaten so much and really, because I'm qualified only, they are feeding me every day. Otherwise, what will they do? So he became very puffed up. And he went and told, the boy said, go and challenge, and definitely we are there with you. So the crow went, one of the crows went to the swans and said, you know what? We are better than you. So I said, thank you very much. Said, let's have a bet. The swan said, what? Why? He said, no, we can fly in 50 different ways. We can fly in 50 different ways we can fly. Swan said, we don't know anything. We go in only one way and we know what is the purpose of going like that. So we'll smoothly go like that. That's all we know. We don't know how to do anything else. The crow said, let's have a bet. I want to prove that I'm better than you. The swan said, okay, what do you want to do? Okay, let's go to cross the ocean and come back. And the crow said, yes, very powerful. The crow, both of them went, the swan actually smoothly took off. The crows were going like this and they did ulta, pulta, everything, 50 different types, it does everything. I'm also a crow, I can also do everything. So it did everything all the way. Swan was smoothly going. This crow is like, it was flapping halfway, it went down. Again, it was going up. So it saw that he had come at least half of the ocean. And he saw that going back also is practically impossible. The crow started gasping for breath. It was not able to fly because the crow felt incapable at that point in time. Then when you are really incapable, what do? You surrender. If you are a devotee, you surrender. Otherwise, you take to Gaurpayman, they take it. You will take all this alcohol and things like that, which is really not good because it just makes you forget the problem, not solve the problem. If you want solution for any problem, you simply have to take shelter of Krishna. Just stand Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Practice that. Any problem, first stand Hare Krishna. So this crows, the swan was going and the crow was struggling. The swan saw crow is in trouble, but crow did not scream. Then after some time, the crow said, I'm gone, I'm going to die. If I fall into the water, I can't get up. and I'll die. So he started begging the swan, please, please, I understand you are the greatest. Oh my Lord, you are like supreme and things like that. Then swan said, okay, what do you want? Please take me back. The crow was like this half-most. So the swan picked it up and brought it and dropped in the land. The crow said, you are swan, I am crow. I should stay wherever I am and not compete with you. So similarly, the Lord is Lord. And the living entities like ordinary pigs or anything like we should never compare any ordinary living entity with Krishna. Right? That's a very, very important aspect we should understand. Ordinary pigs are not Lord Varahadev. Varahadev is Krishna himself. It's fully transcendental. So, so that's why Varahadev, Krishna took the form of Varahadev, and he, in fact, in one of the instances, mentioned that Varahadev appeared from the nostrils of Brahma. Brahmaji was actually sitting with all the devatas saying what to do, how do I solve this situation, because the earth is gone inside. Who can lift the earth and come? Such a huge thing. Who can actually lift it? He was thinking like that, and from his nostrils, right? Varahadev came out small, and then he went, and then it became so huge, right? It became so huge, and then he dived into the ocean, Garbhodaka ocean, and lifted. And the Bhagavatam mentions two instances when Varahadev actually appeared. One Varahadev is actually Shweta Varahadev, who was in white in color, completely white. And another time is Rakta color, or sometimes golden. And when this golden color appeared, that's when he fought with Hiranyaksha. Because the Lord actually appears many times, just like Prabhupada gives the example about every summer season, we may go to a hill station, right? That may be the thing. But in every time you don't do the same activity in hill station, right? So like that, the Lord will appear, like that he appears again and again. But not that he will do the same activity all the time. He may do little differences every time. So in this Rakta color, when he took, he actually appeared to deliver Hiranyaksha. And what happened? Hiranyaksha was told that if you want to fight with Varahadev. And then and Hiranyaksha saw this ordinary big guy to fire over. The Lord actually had a mace. He had the helmet, everything was he was not an ordinary looking pig. He was extraordinarily attractive, beautiful kind of a person. So he took this mace and they both fought. Hiranyaksha fought with Varahadev. And in fact, all the demigods were very scared because they were not very clear whether Varahadev, because they had never seen this form. And he is so powerful, and he has actually defeated all the demigods. And when he has defeated all the demigods, what can an ordinary pig do in front of him? Right? So they were scared to some extent. The Varaha Purana actually explains a lot more than what is there in Bhagavatam, but for our understanding, we should simply know that Varahadev, Krishna has a plan, and his plan is always successful. Right? That's just like Lord Chaitanya came here to deliver all of us. So he will be successful. Only thing is we have to have the faith and be part of his plan. So Varahadev fought with Hiranyaksha, and in one instance it so happened Hiranyaksha actually hit Varahadev with his mace, and Varahadev dropped his mace. He had his mace. Mace is that the weapon which looks like a lollipop. I don't know how else to explain it. It's a big one, right? So like a hammer, like Thor hammer, but this is far more heavier. So he dropped it. And the moment he dropped it, all these demigods got very scared. Like, he's winning. And Varahadev saw, okay, demigods are getting, and all of them, all the demigods and Aditi, all of them are making prayers. My Lord, no, don't do this. They became very anxious. And the Lord said, okay, it's time for, and Brahmaji himself appeared and said, I think it's time, because this guy is notorious. So the Lord actually took his hand, one of the hooks, and just touched him like this. And his eyes popped out, teeth popped out, everything came out, and then he fell dead. So the Lord doesn't need really to fight with anybody, but he does it because sometimes he needs fun. He'll play, he has to play, right? See, because if he have a fighting spirit, the Lord should also have the fighting spirit. But whatever he does is glorified. And that's how Varahadev killed Hiranyaksha. And after killing Hiranyaksha, of course, if you see the Bhagavatam, there are so many wonderful praises about Varahadev, saying that Hiranyaksha called him, you are a useless creature, like that. I mean, he say like, ordinary pig, what you are coming and fighting with me? You don't have a father, you don't have a mother, like that. He called it a very derogative word, right? I'm putting it politely, right? You don't have a father, you don't know who your father is. Obviously, Lord doesn't have a father or mother, right? So he's the Supreme Lord. So finally, actually, he lifted Mother Earth with this. It's so nice that he took a form which is very convenient for him to lift it from the, what do you call, the depth of the ocean, and the tusk is good for balancing it. So he took like this and came out and put the earth in orbit. Means he filled in with whatever gold is required, everything. Not that he had to order the he didn't have to do that. Just by his desire, everything will become perfect. So he put the earth back on orbit, and the touch of Mother Earth with Varadev's transcendental body gave birth to a child. That child is Bhaumasur, Narakasur. Naraka was actually given a name because he was hellish guy. So they gave him a title called Naraka. They called him, hey Naraka, come over. So I mean, like, such a terrible fellow. His name is Bhaumasura, Bhumi's son, Bhaumasur. And Bhaumasur had this very powerful boons and things like that. And Mother Earth knew this fellow because he is going to be demoniac. I need to actually find some way to protect him. So Bhaumasur, Mother Earth, asked Varahadev that he should not be killed by anybody, not even you. No one should kill him. Only if I desire, he should be killed. And that's how later on Narakasura was actually killed by Satyabhama. Satyabhama is actually a partial incarnation of Mother Earth. And when Krishna was fighting with Narakasura, in one instance, actually, Narakasura was so powerful that Krishna slightly got a kind of a cut. And Satyabhama became very angry. Said, kill that fellow. If you can't kill it, I'm going to kill him. So she took an arrow, bow and arrow, and then shot him dead. Like that. Right? So that's how the Lord creates everything. It's not that the Lord cannot do anything, but still he creates situations so that his boons has to be fulfilled. No? Amazing, really. So those days, only one Hiranyaksha, that is why it's in the book. And these days, you have hundreds and hundreds of people like Hiranyaksha, many Hiranyaksha. It's not like that. Everyone takes gold, securities here, cryptocurrency, this and that. Everywhere, wherever money is coming, I'll pull money. So in this kind of situations, how is it possible for someone to become spiritually advanced? If the Lord has to come and wipe out Hiranyakshas, almost the whole world will be empty. No one will be there because all of us are like little bit Hiranyakshas. Sometimes little bit Hiranyakshas, sometimes we are like, sometimes one of the devotees is telling we are like Prahlad. In front of the Lord, very nice. Once you go out, Hiranyakashipu only. Right? Sometimes actually you are, oh my God, so nice. To go back again, become like the devil stuff comes out. So the Lord actually appeared, Gaur Nitai, Nityananda Prabhu and Gauranga Mahaprabhu. Nityananda Prabhu's appearance day tomorrow, right? It's Nityananda Trayodasi. So this month is so wonderful, these 2 months, right? We have Advaita Acharya last week, we had Varahadev appearance day, then we have Nityananda Prabhu, then we have Gauranga Mahaprabhu. Amazing, right? So all of them are here just to deliver all the conditioned souls. No one is interested to go back to Godhead, but the Lord wants to send us back, take us home. And whenever we go to the Lord says, Sarva Dharman Parityaja Mam Ekam Sharanam Raja. Yes, we go and say, not today, Lord. Tomorrow I'll surrender. Today is very difficult to chant 16 rounds. Tomorrow onwards I'll start. Okay, then you go home and then Maya will say, come my child, come. Finished. Then again next week only. Sunday we'll all come as youth come together. You feel very enlivened. Morning Mangalarti attended, right? So there's one of the important things we have to understand is for the youth, the whole day is packed. Prabhu mentioned that you are going to do the Gunnicha Marjan, that is Mandir Marjan, right? Not Gunnicha, Mandir Marjan, sorry. The cleaning of the temple. It's a great activity. Many of us are not, because of a past association, we might actually have karma inclinations. Some people have jnana inclination. Some people have bhakti inclination. Karma inclination means you need to actually do some practical service to the Lord. Only then you feel comfortable. I cannot sit like this and hear lectures, Papa. When will it be over? Right? Some people are jnana related, so they like to hear. They want to actually hear more and more intellectual classes and things like that, because they have that kind of association for many lifetimes. And those who actually are bhakti, they like kirtan, right? Prasadam everyone will like. I'm not going to tell that. Whatever everyone is thinking, everyone thinking, when will class will over? What will be in Prasadam today? Those things is there. That's common for all classes. But in generally, those who actually have bhakti from past lives, for them it's very easy that they can chant Hare Krishna focusedly. They can hear Katha very nicely, and they are willing to actually spend their life for the Lord. Right. So that's what we should come towards. We should actually incline. But even though you actually do any service for the Lord accepts it. So you see your inclinations and then engage accordingly. Because if someone is actually very karma related, who wants to do physical activity for the Lord, you make them sit from morning till evening, say, here's Krishna Katha, here's Krishna Katha, and they're like, yeah, when this will all leave me. So they'll be thinking like this. They'll be thinking that I mean, maybe I don't fit to this group. So, but Krishna actually has given a plan for all of us. Whatever works for you, pick up and do, serve the Lord. So the Lord appeared as Gaurnitai, Gauranga Mahaprabhu, Nityananda Prabhu, especially Nityananda Prabhu is very, very, very merciful. So you all would have heard about this Jagai Madai pastings, right? Everyone has heard about Jagai Madai pastings. We'll hear again, different flavor of it. Because Nityananda Prabhu means mercy personified. Meaning, I'm not qualified to serve, I'm not qualified to go back to Godhead. Not qualified means I'm not interested. That's actually the real meaning. Deep inside, we actually have some kind of aversion towards the Lord. And the Lord, as Nityananda Prabhu, can clear it off and really give us this attachment towards Krishna. Because many a times we don't take Krishna consciousness seriously. What we have is actually a very, very, very powerful tool for us to go back to God, chanting of this Hare Krishna mantra, but we don't take it seriously. But Nityananda Prabhu gives us so much of mercy. But why do we not actually take to Krishna consciousness so easy? Krishna says, Tesham antagatam papam jananam punya karmanam te dvanda moha nirmukta bhajate mam drida vrata. Drida vrata means full determination. I am going to get up from Mangala, sure. But those who don't have drida vrata, 3:30, 4 o'clock, they said, you all take a bath. 4:55, I'll take a bath and come out. 5 o'clock now, when they blow the conch, I'll come. So all these things we plan. Drida vrata doesn't work so easily. Why? Because we are not determined. And why determination is not there? We don't actually have punya karmas. We are not actually acted piously in the previous life and in this life. When you actually do that, piously means you don't have to go and say, please all come here, I'll give you charity, 100 rupee for each one of you in every temple. Don't have to think like that. Just simply chant Hare Krishna mantra, do devotion service. That is sufficient for you to make progress. Now, Jaya and Madai were nothing but Jaya and Vijaya. Remember 3 births. They appeared as the demons for the Lord. This is the 4th birth. They came voluntarily. He said, like, all the time come, they'll actually have, some fight will be there. And after the fighting is done, they will glorify the Lord and they'll criticize the demons. Done. But Jaya and Vijaya said, when you're going this time, you're going to actually spread love, I heard, my Lord. We also want to taste this. He said, come. That's how Jagai and Madai came. So the one very, very, very important thing is there in this pastime. What is this important thing? Jagai and Madai were actually Jagadananda Brahmana, whatever it is. Then Madhavananda, Pandita Brahmana. They had like Bakkubai, they made it as Jagai and Madai. Right? They were notorious guys because they did every sinful activity you can think of. The only thing they did not do, which protected them, is offending the Vaishnavas. They did not do Vaishnava aparadh. So as you are cultivating your Krishna consciousness, please be careful not to commit any Vaishnava aparadh. Because Krishna can remove every problem. You might be the worst sinner. Krishna can remove all the sins just like that. But if you do Vaishnava aparadh, even for a neophyte devotee, you might be a sannyasi, but if you actually have a new fellow who actually is offended, or you might actually feel bad, but you will forget, but the Lord does not forget. Then you will be in trouble. Unless that person forgives, you cannot overcome this. So in Jagai Madai fasting, since you already heard this, we'll hear more about these fastings tomorrow also. That one aspect alone protected Jagai and Madai. And Nityananda Prabhu delivered them. But how did he deliver them? That whole pastime is there. wherein Nityananda Prabhu came to know that Jagai and Madai are there and they are the best people to get Lord Chaitanya's mercy. And how can he give them the mercy? He told Haridas Thakur. Right? Haridas Thakur is pretty old and Nityananda Prabhu is quite young compared to him. And they both will go together for preaching. And whenever they do something, Nityananda Prabhu will be very restless. We'll hear more katha tomorrow, but Nityananda Prabhu will be very restless. He will go, on the way, they both will be talking that this village has 100 people, we need to actually go and deliver them like this. And Haridas Thakur will be explaining, yeah, this is the preaching, this is the aspect we have to do and things like that. And Nityananda won't be there. He'll be inside a bar. If he sees a bar, he'll go inside, said, you're all drinking, I am also drunk. Right? But without paying money, you can get drunk. Then what is that? Come with us. We'll show you how it is. Then they'll chant Hare Krishna mantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. And because Nityananda Prabhu blesses them, they'll go mad. And without paying any money, they are drunk all the time. Right? They're getting that high. Right? So that's how Nityananda Prabhu preaches. And Haridas Thakur finds it very difficult to be with them because he's very more organized preacher. Nityananda Prabhu will go something like, oh, dog, cat, anything you'll deliver, right? And he will go. And not only that, actually, the pastimes mentions, Nityananda Prabhu empowered his followers that those followers chanting Hare Krishna, small children, they uprooted trees. Hare Krishna, throw it here and there. Hare Krishna, they were dancing so much of ecstasy they couldn't manage. Small children uprooting big trees and throwing here and there. Imagine. And that was the power of Nityananda Prabhu. And Nityananda Prabhu, and sometimes when an unmarried girl is actually praying to Lord Shiva, he will go and say, will you marry me? and he'll disappear. And those people, she will cry and people will come and say, Haridas Thakur was the one who asked this question. They will come beating him. And they both actually come back and tell this to Lord Chaitanya, what all happened. And Lord Chaitanya simply laugh. He likes Nityananda Prabhu, right? So he simply laugh. So they went to meet this Jagai and Madai, and he told Haridas Thakur, we need to deliver him, because if he gets delivered, Lord Chaitanya's fame is going to become big. And that's what we want. Because the more we become famous, why do we want to actually make Prabhupada as the Acharya of the world, right? The universal Acharya. Why? Because more people know, then they know the philosophy. That's why we need to actually, I wouldn't say the word market, it's not the right way to do, not the right word to use. Propagate, propagate his glory is more and more, because more and more knows about Srila Prabhupada, they will benefit, right? So here, they both thought we should actually definitely do this. We should simply go and deliver these two people, because everyone across the world knows these two are notorious people, and if they are delivered, everyone will come to know it, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's glory will be awesome to do that. They both went and told, and he became angry, and obviously they came chasing. Somehow they both escaped. The next time what happened, one day evening, actually Lord Chaitanya also mentioned in the Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Bhagavatam, that Lord Chaitanya saw them, but he did not deliver them. He just kept quiet. But when Nityananda Prabhu saw them again in one night, Nityananda Prabhu went to this Jagai and Madai and said, please chant Hare Krishna. Right? Because Krishna is actually your father, Krishna is your mother, Krishna is your well-wisher, Krishna is everything. And when they heard this, oh, Nityananda Avadut is here. So this Madai actually took a broken pot, which they are always drinking, right? I mean, imagine if they were there these days, it would have been very different, but they had pot full of liquor and they took this, and then Madai actually hit it on Nityananda Prabhu, and Nityananda Prabhu started bleeding on his forehead. And the moment that happened, Jagai said, he didn't do anything. Why did you do this? And he stopped him again, Madai, no, don't do this, it's not good. And the moment actually this happened, their news went to Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu heard this from, I think, Gangadas Pandit. And when they heard all these things, he immediately appeared there. And when he appeared, and he called Chakra. I came here to deliver the conditioned souls. If conditioned souls are notoriously bad, that they are hitting my life, I am not going to deliver anybody. Hell with you, die. Imagine Lord Chaitanya, look at Nityananda Prabhu's mercy, otherwise we would have been in deep trouble. Lord Chaitanya came here to deliver all of us, all the conditioned souls. But this Jagai and Madai irritated him so much. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, I'm going to actually get the chakra and destroy all of them. Whoever is like Jagai and Madai, kill them. Chakra was actually hesitating, what is there? And when Jagai and Madai saw this chakra in his hand, they understood he's not an ordinary person. not ordinary. He's like Vishnu himself, 400 form, like he can do anything. Because they were Brahmanas, they knew all the philosophy, Jagai and Madai. Not that they were ordinary low-class drunkards, like 15 paisa they even drink some toddy. No, they were powerful Brahmanas. But they were drunkards because they found some nectar in drinking that they were not getting by reading these Vedas. And that love, Nityananda Prabhu gave him. So, Chaitanya Prabhu called this Chakra, and Chakra was supposed to be left on this. But Lord Chaitanya did not want to kill just Jagai and Madai. He said all of them. He was so furious. Anybody who actually of this kind of people, I'm going to destroy them. And immediately, Nityananda Prabhu stopped him. No, my Lord, please. In fact, he didn't even say, it's okay, ignore, it's okay. No, he immediately glorified Jagai. When Madai hit me, Jagai actually stopped him. And Lord Chaitanya, when he heard this glorification, that one devotee has helped Nityananda Prabhu, he immediately embraced Jagai. And the moment he embraced Jagai, Jagai's sinful reactions, everything left, he became fully pure. Krishna is 100% Krishna conscious, obviously. Fully conscious of his position. And when he actually touches some living entity who is 5%, 2% Krishna conscious, he becomes fully Krishna conscious, obviously. So Jagai immediately surrendered to, and he started crying like anything. And when Madai saw this, my partner, what will I do? So he immediately went and begged Lord Chaitanya and said, he's a Brahmana, right? So he went and said, please deliver me. He said, no, you are offender. You offended Nityananda Prabhu. He said, you are Supreme Lord, you delivered the Baka demon, right? You delivered Kamsa, you delivered all these people. No, you actually offended Nityananda Prabhu, who is my life. No solution for you. Go. He thought the only way to do is beg at the Lotus feet of Nityananda Prabhu. He clasped Nityananda Prabhu and cried, please, I will not do this again. I promise that I will also change like Jagai. Please give me mercy. And Nityananda Prabhu told Lord Chaitanya, he embraced him and said, please give me mercy. And when Nityananda Prabhu forgave, immediately Lord Chaitanya gave him love of God. In fact, he took all the sins of this Jagai and Madai, and they had so much of sins that Chitragupta was not able to maintain. Those days, this hi-fi computers were not there. So he was writing in books, and the books were like half one hell full of books were there. So much of reactions were there. And Lord Chaitanya took all of them, and he became dark in color because of the reactions. And all the devotees were shocked. He is Gauranga, he is golden color, and he became dark in color. And so much of sins were there. And when Lord Chaitanya actually, then he looked around all of them and said, the only way you can make me Gauranga again is to chant the holy name of Lord. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So when he made them chant the holy name of the Lord so much, again he became Gauranga. Haribol. And immediately Chaitanya Prabhu told them, please do not repeat what you have done. Become proper. Right? You will actually, in Katwa, there is actually Madai Ghat and there is Jagai and Madai Samadhis also there. They became fantastic devotees. That's how their glories actually went along. We are actually even discussing it today, how Nityananda Prabhu delivered them, right? That Jaya Vijaya, the great personalities actually became Jagai and Madai in the past of Lord Chaitanya. So now Lord Chaitanya, because of Nityananda Prabhu's mercy, spread this mercy to everyone. Otherwise, it would have been finished by Chakra that time itself. That didn't happen, thank God. So, what do we do? These days, whatever we can, pray to the Lord. Nityananda Prabhu actually will remove all the sinful reactions provided you take shelter of him. Ask him for Krishna Prema. Ask him for something which is actually an obstacle in your devotional life. You find it difficult to get up in the morning, you find it difficult, just keep telling him. He will change whenever he wants to change. You cannot go and say, demand him. Arey, lecture mein bol diya. No, not like that. So you have to go and ask the Lord, beg the Lord, please, I have this problem. I have lusty desires, I'm very angry, I have this anarthas, I have difficulties in life. Please help me. It's like you're going to a doctor and telling your problem. The doctor will give you what medicine he wants. Right? You have a symptoms, you have some disease, you go and tell the doctor, I have this headache, I have this stomach ache, I have this pain here, I have pain here. But whether the injection has to be given, big one, or tablets, or whatever it is, he will decide. Right? Similarly, our duty is to go and beg at the Lord's lotus feet. The Lord will decide what has to be given, and he will give that. Right? So this is an auspicious occasion to pray to Lord Varahadev. Tomorrow will be Nityananda Dashi, so we'll pray to Lord Nityananda. Prayers actually helps a lot. Prayers brings out your ego down, saying that I have to depend on somebody else. We don't pray often. Why? Because we know I am qualified. I am from engineering background. I have all this degree. I have a job. I get a lot of money. I don't have to go and then ask someone money. But prayers will make you humble enough. So you should pray whatever you can, just your heart prayers. Just go and tell the Lord, please help me out. When you do that, the Lord will actually see, are you genuinely, you really want it? He'll check that. He'll put you into test. And if you are in a good association of devotees, you will overcome the test, and Nityananda Prabhu's blessings are there. Material nature will not actually affect you. That is why this sloka is there, no? The story, the poem, or rather, what is this song that we sing? Nitai Pada Kamala, Koti Chandra Susitala. So the devotee is asking, one drop of nectar, one drop of mercy from Nityananda Prabhu will actually take you away from material nature completely. Because we're still attracted to material nature. You can hear everything, but you cannot overcome the urge. When Diti can't overcome the urge, where are we? Right? We are completely powerless in front of the material nature. The only way we can overcome the power of nature is to surrender to Krishna. Devi Esha Gunamayi, Mama Maya Duratyaya, Mam Eve Prapadyante, Maya Metam Taranti. If you surrender to Krishna, then it's possible. So as youth, you are forming your lives, use this opportunity, take good association of the devotees here, and do whatever seva you can with genuine heart, saying that Prabhupada said, if you clean the temple, it's as good as cleaning your heart. Prabhupada said, if cleaning a temple, one cleans his own heart. Don't think that, so when you see something which is not okay, clean it properly. That means there in your heart, that will all go away. Right? Do it nicely. Do it nicely means don't remove everything. No. Right? I mean, something, like, for example, something is actually a, what you call, temporary structure. Prabhuji has told I should remove everything, and scrape it, like the whole thing comes out. Don't do all those things. Take the guidance from the devotees. Right? So I'll stop here. If you have any questions, you can take one. We're already on time. Right? 9:06. Thank you so much for joining. Yes, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
So, when we hear that we also have the tendency of Jagai Madai, but actually we hear that Jagai Madai will actually Jai and Vijay.
Yes.
So it all looks like drama where they're just coming in. So again, with that aspect, if we try to see the pastime, it becomes very difficult to understand that I also have that. And it's as much, not as much, but somewhere like Jagai. So how do we understand that? Because like say if I don't know, the really
Yeah. So how do you understand this? That is, if you know that Jagai and Madai are very high sinners and they are Jaya and Vijay, it appears like actually the Lord is playing dramas. Actually, all the passages of the Lord is more or less drama only. Frankly speaking, it's all drama. Even the Mahabharata you take, or any of those things, right? But
like just adding to that,
yes.
this comes, then me having another class and praying for the Lord and Lord, it also looks like drama, Leela, where the Lord wants to.
So it's not actually a wrong understanding. Sometimes you say like, are we also going through a drama that I have this anarthas and I come and chant Hare Krishna, pray to the Lord and my anarthas are removed? Is it not a drama played by the Lord? I'll answer this in 2 pieces. First one is Jaya and Vijay. When the Lord does some pastimes, if you see the Chaitanya Charitamrita, it will mention all the associates of the Lord were all Vrajalila associates. Krishna actually had come with some gopis, and the gopi became one devotee here, and they are serving Gaur Nitai, not ordinary people, right? Because ordinary people, convincing them is very difficult, right? And the Lord actually is always with his associates. That's why he never leaves Vrindavan. He is there with his paraphernalia, devotees, entourage, all of them is always there. So the Lord does this drama more or less to teach us, because only they can actually do such kind of, we can't even fight with our own, don't want to use the temple president, but some people who are more powerful than us, right? How can you fight with the Lord then? So you need a drama party only. So he will empower some people, only they will do those kind of activities. And that will show that he can give mercy to such kind of people, then all of us can be fitted in here and there. right? That's one of the reasons he does this kind of drama party, and they have a plan. Mahabharata, everything is a plan. Like Arjuna comes, Duryodhana is like that, right? That is why Yamaraj also is like that. So Yamaraj, that is why all these different personalities, when Lord Chaitanya comes, they'll all come. Because Lord Chaitanya is giving love of Godhead, right? They want to experience this love of Godhead, what it is. So Lord brings them and they'll go back to their service later, right? So is it a drama? Actually, one of the Sri Vaishnava Acharya has written that the Karna, the Kashayi Vishnu, is in Yoga Nidra. He is dreaming what's happening in the creation. And that's what is happening right now. I'm giving a lecture. Karna Daksha is actually dreaming. That's why I'm doing this. It's a fact. They say that everything is actually ordained by the Lord in one sense. So it's more or less that his dream is becoming reality because the Lord is supreme. When he dreams, it has to be reality. So everything is actually taken care by the Lord, frankly speaking. But then what is that I have? The only thing that we have is the free will. Either I surrender to the material energy or to the spiritual energy. That's all. Once you surrender, the activity is already taken care, what you'll be doing and things like that. You'll be pushed to make that kind of activity. Right? So these are higher principles that Acharyas actually discuss for us who are still trying to pick at the bottle of honey. For us, Lord Chaitanya and Prabhupada has given us a philosophy, we just take it like that. Understanding that when Lord can deliver such kind of personalities, he can definitely deliver us also. So we should act. That's why it's mentioned, we pray to Jagai Malaya also. Saying that you are actually delivered by the Lord, but if you tell the Lord to deliver us, please. When you go to, Janivas Prabhu told me this, when you go to see Narsingadev in Mayapur, go and pray to Prahlad Maharaj. Don't approach Narsingadev directly, you will not even bother. Like, okay, I've seen many people like you. You even come to Prahlad Maharaj, you go and pray like Prahlad Maharaj, please. You tell Narsingadev. Prahlad Maharaj tells, they can get. Same thing. Our Guru Maharaj, we pray to Guru Maharaj. We pray to Sri Prabhupada, please help me because I'm unqualified. Because Krishna has so many people. Lord Shiva is there, Brahmaji is there, they're all actually talking to him. And you go and stand in there, he'll see you, because he sees you, but still, you see the hierarchy. Better to surrender to a spiritual master and take his guidance, take their blessings, and by satisfying them, Yasya Prasadad, Bhagavad Prasada, Yasya Prasadad, Nagati Katoti. By pleasing the spiritual master, Krishna becomes pleased. You don't have to make a separate prayer to the Lord. Right? But of course, we always worship Guru and Krishna together. Right? Hope that helps. Any other questions? Otherwise, yes.
What is third incarnation? Third incarnation of Jaya.
Oh, Jaya Vijaya. Okay, the Jaya Vijaya's 3 incarnations is not the Jagai Mada. Jagai Mada is the 4th incarnation. Extra. Okay. The 3 incarnations. First is, you all know, Hinyaksha Hinakashipu. Second thing is actually Ravana and Kumbhakarna. And the third is Shishupala and Dantavakra. They are in Krishna's pastime, right? So that by that they end that, and later on again they want to come voluntarily to serve the Lord, and when they come, they want to experience His love of Godhead, and they come as Jaya and this Jagai and Madai. They are the worst sinners delivered by Lord Chaitanya and Nityananda Prabhu. Anyone will be better than them. That's how they wanted to actually be known as. Amazing, this great personality Jaya Vijaya is. Okay, we'll stop here. Thank you so much. Any questions? We can take it later. Yes, Prabhu. What is it asking? Prayer hota hai? What prayer is that? Okay, so is he asking us to do some prayer? I'm not getting it. Okay, you cannot do it. Yes. Gaate hai something? Okay. What is that prayer? You can lead us. आप हमको बोल सकते हैं. हाँ. Oh, Guru Ashtaka translation. Guru Ashtaka is actually the Mangalarti prayer. This is Guru Charana Padma. That is different. Oh, Guru Arti one. Okay. So can do whatever. We are not used to it. We'll do it. I mean, you can make your own prayers, whatever prayer you want, because not all of us have the same problems. Someone will be very angry, someone will be very lusty. It's not the same prayers we make. So you can ask whatever prayers you want to do to the Lord. Right? Because when Prabhupada was there, this was not there. They added it later. So you can always pray for others, right? Just follow whatever Prabhupada has set as standard. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Sorry, I couldn't answer for the online folks.
Hare Krishna.
Maybe I'll take it
Like
later.
to thank Kripamoya Gauranga for thank Hare Krishna mantra.